watching NewsX and I'm Megha Sharma. You are watching NewsX's special series called The Second Wave Superheroes, where we recognize individuals and organizations that have stepped up to help people as India continues to reel under devastating pandemic. Our first guest is Sanjana Vijay, who formed a self-sustaining community called Food for a Good Mood, where she sent out food packages to COVID patients. Let's listen into her story.
As the second wave of COVID left us in massive crisis, Sanjana Vijay from Chennai formed a self-sustaining community called Food for a Good Mood. Joining hands with a few friends, she helped COVID patients by sending them food packages. Sanjana and her group received orders for all 3 meals from all across the city of Chennai. They roped in delivery partners such as Swiggy and Dunzo to help all those in need. NewsX proudly recognizes second wave superhero Sanjana Vijay for the initiative Food for a Good Mood. Hello, I'm Riyanka Chaudhary and welcome to NewsX's very special series, Second Wave Superheroes, where we bring stories of people and organizations who have extended a helping hand to many at a time when India continues to reel under a devastating pandemic. Today, we are joined by Sanjana Vijay, who has been working as a volunteer in providing relief during the COVID pandemic. Welcome to our show, Sanjana.
Hi.
Hi. So, Sanjana, tell us about your initiative and when did it start?
Of course. Thank you for having me on the show. The initiative started, I would say, a month ago or a month and a half ago. It was started by a few friends who come together, and we realized that we wanted to do something about the fact that there are so many individuals who are affected by the coronavirus, and we just want to do as much we can to help. And so we started this initiative called Food for a Good Mood, which is based out of Chennai. Where a couple friends came together, decided to use the power of social media and try to reach out to as many people, connected with them, and we sent it to them for all 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow. So, Sanjana, help us understand how many people are now working in this team? Like, how big is this team?
All right. So I myself am a volunteer. It started as an initiative started by Nida Ali and Kavya Ramachandran. We all just seemed to be friends. So we all came together and created this large initiative. Even though I am a volunteer, I have been a part of this organization for the past month or so, a little less than a month. And altogether, we have about 20 people working together. Give and take, I think a little bit more than that as well, based on the demand that we have and how regular people are with respect to passing on the deliveries. But our core strength of the team would be 20 volunteers. We regularly help individuals who keep reaching out to us for requirements for food.
Okay. So when you say food for a good mood, so how many food packages were you able to, put together per day?
Per day, I'd say we send about 30 to 50 packages a day for all 3 meals across, I'd say, about 10 to 15 different families. They keep coming in circulation. As you see, some people, when they feel better, they move out of the entire system and we bring in new families altogether. So in a day, we have about 50 to 20.
Okay, so, how has the response been from people and communities? Is there any other organization who has, helped in, funds, or is there something like that? And what has been the response from people?
Of course. So thank you. So there are a lot of organizations who are pitching in their own ways, and there are other organizations who also try to pass on and give food and other necessary commodities to people who are suffering. But with respect to us, there are, I wouldn't necessarily say organizations, but social media in itself has been a very powerful tool for us. All of us probably in our 20s try to post as much as we can on our own social medias and our networks and we try to, and the support that we get from people is just overwhelming, both in terms of people offering to help us with finances, and some people also offering to be volunteers themselves. Like, for example, my own story is after I saw a couple of my friends post online is when I realized that I too wanted to be a volunteer, which is when we joined in. And I cannot go without mentioning this three partners, that is Swiggy, Dunzo, Uber, Rapido. All those individuals are the true heroes as well, and have helped us enormously in this entire effort that we are doing right now.
So like roping in Swiggy, Dunzo and all of it, it's a challenging thing when you start a new initiative. So has there been any challenges that you have faced?
Yes, I can. And in fact, I can refer from today itself. I had to send food packages today as well in the evening, and I had a lot of trouble trying to get on Dunzo, a delivery partner who would come and pick up the food around 7 p.m. here in Chennai. We are facing a lot of challenges by getting the right type of delivery partner, but again, it is a trial and error method. We try to pass on contacts as much as we can in our group, and we realize which app works and which partner works, and we try to all move on towards that app or that partner. In the long term, we are trying to pull in even private vendors and private delivery partners as well. But as of now, we are just relying on Dunzo, Uber, Rapido, and other partners as well.
Brilliant, absolutely. So, Sanjana, roughly, help us understand how many families have you helped personally, and of course, in terms of the organization also till date.
Of course. So personally, for me, I think I would have helped about 4 to 5 different families since I joined myself. I joined part of this organization a month ago, a little less than a month ago. So it has only been about a few families, but I think overall with all of our volunteers and everyone working towards the cause, I think it's about 15 to 20 families that we've helped altogether since we started this initiative.
Okay. So, what are the future plan of action? Like you said, you would rope in private delivery people, and you want to. Do you looking to extend into this initiative? Do you plan on staying into it? Looking forward the third wave, which is inevitable, of course. So, what is the future plan for you, and of course for the organization?
Of course. So thank you for asking. But as of now, we'd like to hope that there wouldn't be such a massive third wave where there would be a need for a cause and an initiative like us. But unfortunately, I don't know if that is the reality in the world today. But that being said, we don't necessarily have any concrete plans to what we're going to be doing in the next steps. As of now, we're just supported by all of our volunteers and, of course, Kavya and Nida themselves, who are orchestrating this entire organization itself. We don't necessarily have any clear laid out path. We just are hoping on our volunteers and everyone who just wants to pitch in as home cooks and everyone who wants to pitch in financially as well. So
okay.
That's about it.
Okay, Sanjana, thank you for joining us on this initiative, and thank you for telling us about it. And we are really grateful that, people like you have come out and volunteered to help people who are really in need of such initiatives during this time of COVID pandemic. Thank you for joining us, Sanjana.
Of course. Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, all right. Our next guests are co-founders of MedNeeds India, Kritika Kalra and Mehak Sharma, who have created a platform where people who have recovered from COVID or have spare medicines can donate them to those who are in need, as people found it difficult to source medicines during this time of crisis. Listen into their story.
As the COVID-19 pandemic wreaked havoc with hospitals overwhelmed and shortage of life-saving medicines, Mehak and Kritika created a platform where people with spare medicines could donate them to those in need. People started donating and receiving help across the country, and their small initiative expanded nationally. NewsX proudly recognizes second wave superheroes Mehak and Kritika.
Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsEd's Second Wave Superheroes. This COVID pandemic is one of the deadliest pandemics the world ever witnessed. There was oxygen shortage, there was bed shortage, and the medicines were sold at extremely high prices, which made it unaffordable for the middle class of the society. two ladies came forward and helped thousands of people by taking medicines from the people who didn't need it and providing it to the people who require it. With me, I have Kritika and Mehek. We welcome you to the show.
Hi, thank you.
So my first question to you is, how did this idea emerge of starting a platform where you would help out people by providing them with the medicines?
Okay, thank you so much for having us on air. So unfortunately, my husband was diagnosed with COVID. Actually, he was quite unwell and he kept testing negative. So we thought it's just a normal viral. We didn't pay much attention to it. We were like, I'm sure he'll be fine. But unfortunately, his condition kept worsening. So after consulting our doctor again, he said that why don't you get a chest X-ray, because the RT-PCR test was also not giving correct results. So when we got a chest X-ray, we realized that my husband's COVID had spread all over his lungs and he was quite serious. So at that moment, we had to start giving him medicines which were prescribed by the doctor. So I just went to the chemist that I'll just get medicines, whatever is needed by him. Unfortunately, I went to close to 14 chemists and I did not even get a Dolo 650. I was in a state of panic. I did not know what to do because, there was news everywhere that there are no oxygen beds, there is no cylinder. And I was like, if I don't get him these medicines, the next step is going to be to reach these hospitals. So I didn't know what to do. I was just like completely blank. Thankfully, I got this idea that, a lot of my friends have recovered. काफी लोग ठीक हो गए हैं. So मैं उनसे पूछती हूँ कि उनके पास medicines बची हुई हैं. So I called up a lot of my friends. They said, yeah, we are completely fine. हमारी family भी cure हो गई है. हमारे पास we have all the medicines like I needed FabiFlu, I needed Dolo 650, etc. They all arranged the medicine and sent them to me. That's how I started my husband's treatment, and he was thankfully fine after 5 days of continuous medicine treatment. And I don't know, if I would not have got these medicines to him, I don't know what would have happened. So I realized that there is a very, very big gap, and I wanted to bridge this gap. That's when I called up Kritika, and she was already helping me get the medicine. She was helping me. She was helping a lot of other people also with a lot of their problems. So she said, yes, let's start. Let's do it. Let's try to help people. So we made an Instagram page immediately. And I think in 3 days, we must have connected to over 1,000 people. Yeah. We sent medicine.
I'm sorry to interrupt. How did this dynamics work of like after you created a platform, how did you address the query and how did you got it delivered to the people who needed it?
Yeah, so basically we just worked through the Instagram platform. So we did not have a website, we did not have an application. So Instagram, we really feel that in these unprecedented times, Instagram has been a very powerful tool where they used to get their leads. Like I have seen actors, influencers, they have posted so many leads where people have actually got help. So that's when we thought, let's use this tool to reach out to people. So people have been very generous, trust us. They have come up and donated their most expensive medicines because they just didn't want to let them expire, and they just didn't want to throw them away. Rather, it might just help somebody else. So we actually created a proper database on our Excel where people used to come to us, ki I have these medicines. So we used to properly maintain it in a database, and we used to get more than 300 queries every day that, I need Medrol, I need FabiFlu, I need Remdesivir, I need this injection, I need that injection. So simply we are not medical practitioners. We are not doctors. So we cannot give a medicine to anybody. We cannot prescribe it, but we can always connect to people. So our entire motive was whoever has that medicine. Say, for example, you need a medicine, you are living in North Delhi, and I have somebody in North Delhi who already has that medicine. So we used to simply just give that contact number to the person after asking for prescription, because we know how the black marketing thing, it has been ruining everything. Yeah. Like people can't afford it. So we didn't want that. So we used to ask for prescription. वो हमें बताते थे कि ये डॉक्टर का प्रिस्क्रिप्शन है. हम उनको सिंपल नंबर फॉरवर्ड कर देते थे कि जी इनके पास ये दवाई है. You get in touch with them, you send them your prescription, and if they're comfortable, you can just take the medicine from them. Either you can do, there are so many things.
Delivery
Swiggy, Genie,
apps. Yeah.
Dunzo, Uber, or you can just send your driver and collect it. But there was simply no transaction of money involved over here.
During the whole process, what are the major challenges that were faced?
Initially, when we were starting, as we said, we're not medical practitioners. So, we thought that maybe it will be difficult for us. And we thought that how will we reach so many people? So I still remember my call to Kritika. I called her up and I was like, yeah, let's start this. And she was like, yes. And I think I can never forget this. She said, अगर हम एक इंसान को भी दवाई पहुंचा देंगे ना, I'll feel happy. I was like, हाँ यार. So we thought, I don't know how many people we'll reach. Will this be a success? People may be apprehensive कि Instagram पे मतलब what is happening. But thankfully there were influencers, there were TV actors, there were people like Kusha Kapla. There were so many people that promoted us, that helped spread the word.
And there were so many times where हमें query आती थी कि हमें ये दवाई चाहिए, and वो कहीं available नहीं थी, मतलब हमारे database में नहीं थी available. So we used to make sure that we both are following the chemists, the distributors in Delhi and NCR, जो सीधा hospitals में supply करते हैं. तो हम उनसे पूछते कि अगर आपके पास है तो आप बताओ. And we also used to make sure कि हम लोग सीधा डिलीवरी करा देते थे.
Like transport was a little bit of a challenge for us. And also, thankfully, we got a lot of people who donated bulk medicines. They collected from their localities. So we collected all those medicines, checked the expiry, etc. We send them to Uttarakhand. We send them to villages of UP. Arunachal Pradesh.
Through your channel,
yes.
we would
like
Meet
India is very thankful to
very
all
thankful,
of you.
folding our hands in front of everybody.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for trusting us and giving our medicines. But yes, we made sure that those medicines reach the right people at the right time.
And you all have actually saved lives. They have actually saved.
They are the actual, I would say, the warriors during these COVID times.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kritika and Mehak. Thank you so much for talking to us and being so humble and being superheroes during the second wave. We at NewsX salute you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
And now going ahead to our last guest, Aditya Chauhan, who's the founder and president of Seva aur Sahyog Trust, started an initiative called Robin Hood Project to help people with verified COVID leads. Listen in.
As the second wave of COVID left us in massive crisis, Aditya Chauhan, founder and president of Seva aur Sahyog Trust, helped in COVID relief. He started Robin Hood Project to help people with verified resources for COVID emergencies. Critical patients were helped with supply of oxygen cans and cylinders in Thane. The trust also donated 1 month's ration to above 100 rickshaw chalaks across Mumbai. NewsX proudly recognizes second wave superhero Aditya Chauhan for Seva aur Sahyog.
I'm Priyanka Chaudhary and welcome to NewsX's very special series, Second Wave Superheroes, where we bring stories of people and organizations who have extended a helping hand to many at a time when India continues to be under the COVID pandemic. Today we are joined by our guest Aditya Chauhan, who is the president and founder of Seva aur Sahyog. Welcome to the show, Aditya.
Hi Priyanka, thank you to NewsX for having me.
Aditya, tell us a little about your organization, Seva aur Sahyog.
So Priyanka, I had started Seva aur Sahyog around 4.5 years back. We go by the motto, it's time for a youth to join hands. I strongly believe that it is time that youngsters come together and do something for the society. Over the past 4.5 years, we have been constantly working in a lot of fields. In the field of education, we have provided computers to TMC schools. We have taught English in TMC schools. We have also provided stationery to underprivileged kids. Apart from that, in the health sector, we have been working for cancer patients. We have had large-scale food donations and also organized some very big sports and cultural events. So, there has been a lot of work going on. We have also tied up with smaller NGOs like orphanages and old age homes and provided as much as support as possible to them. So, a lot of work has been going on and I hope to continue to do the same.
Well, Aditya, tell us about your work during the COVID pandemic. If you have done something in the previous first wave, and your work, which is now surfaced in the second wave.
Yeah, so we had worked in the first wave, but the second wave came as a huge surprise to us and for the entire nation, I think. And we realized that it is time that we step up and do some good work. So we formed a group called the Robin Hood Project, wherein we try to bring together resources which are verified, so that we could provide instant help to people who get diagnosed with COVID. And as we started working, we realized that we also needed to provide financial help to the underprivileged. So we started providing oxygen cans and oxygen cylinders absolutely free of cost. Since we already had these verified leads, it became easier for us to instantly connect to the needy and help them out. So yeah, this is what we have been doing.
Okay. Aditya, how many people are a part of this team as of now?
So Riyanka, when I had started the organization, we were only 25, but at present we have around 150 active members working for the organization.
Okay. So all of them are from Mumbai, or you have volunteers from other areas as well?
All of them are from Mumbai, Thane, and Navi Mumbai.
Okay. Aditya, tell us about the response that you have, received from people and other communities. If any other community has come and, lended the support to your trust, help us understand that.
See, the response has been absolutely overwhelming. I think that youngsters have realized their responsibility. And when people see young people like us doing good work, they do come out and support. People have a lot of empathy and they want to help, but sometimes they don't just know how to go about it. So I think when they see us working hard, they also feel like contributing and they come out and help. Also, we have received a lot of appreciation even in the past from well-known celebrities as well as politicians. But in this particular time period, the support has obviously increased since our level of work has also gone up. So yeah, there has been a lot of support from the people around us.
Okay, so as we know, the second wave has left us in a devastated state. Lack of oxygen, lack of beds, and as you've mentioned, you have been providing free oxygen to people. How many people have you helped? Like roughly, what is the data of people that you've helped in and around Mumbai?
If we talk about providing leads to people, verified leads, which was also extremely important, especially a couple of weeks back when people were struggling to find oxygen cylinders and beds. If we look at that, we have helped more than 1,000 people, not only in Mumbai, but also in Delhi, Haryana, and other cities. So yeah, with that, but also when it comes to directly providing oxygen to people, even with that, we have helped around more than 100 people.
Okay. Aditya, I've come across a very interesting work of yours where, you have been able to pull up 1 month ration for rickshaw chalaks in Mumbai. How were you able to pull this up and how has the experience been?
We realized a few weeks back that rickshaw chalaks was a community which has been severely affected by the lockdown. Since obviously when people stop going out of their homes, the rickshaw chalaks lose their livelihood. So this came to our notice and we immediately decided that we need to do something about it. And we planned an entire event wherein all our members directly went to rickshaw chalaks across Mumbai, Thane and Navi Mumbai, and we gave rice, wheat, dal, salt and all the necessary ration to more than 100 rickshaw chalaks for at least a month so that they can survive comfortably.
So how was that experience personally?
It was great. See, I have been working now since 4.5 years, but it always feels good to help someone. The rickshaw chalaks were overwhelmed by our initiative and they also appreciated us coming forward and helping them out in such tough times. So obviously it all feels good.
Okay. Aditya, as we know, we might get hit by the third wave. We've heard that it's inevitable despite us getting the vaccines. So what is your future plan of action?
See, as the problems increase, our dedication also increases. People become stronger when in the face of adversity. So even when the third wave comes, I'm sure that we'll we'll be prepared. We'll have more manpower by then. We'll have more resources by then, and I'm sure we'll successfully be able to help people even in the third wave.
So are you like building up your manpower from today? Like I hope we don't take a back seat, because slowly things are now getting stable. We still move on with that same pace so that we don't end up being into a crisis when the next thing hits us.
No, absolutely. You are totally right. We have the third wave in the back of our mind, and we'll definitely we are not going to go easy on it. We have already started planning, in fact, and we'll definitely have more manpower and resources whenever the third wave hits us.
Well, thank you, Aditya, for joining us. It was really great to know about this initiative, which is required, and how you have come out and helped people. We are very thankful that you have done this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.